Hey, it's Paul again with another one of these little mindset trainings for you. And in this one, I want to give you, kind of want to explain the reason why this mindset stuff is so important, because it often gets overlooked. And you hear mindset, 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 probably from the leaders in your own company will talk about mindset. And a lot of people will say, that's fantastic and I can't wait to learn it, but I'll do it when I'm successful. Can you just tell me how to go and, run my business and be successful before you tell me the mindset stuff? And the leaders will say, but it's the mindset stuff that made me successful. And you go, yeah, 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 yeah. But just tell me what you do. So here's why it's important. So there's a thing called logical levels, and this is the model for logical levels. Okay, and it looks like a pyramid, which is great, funnily enough. But okay, so down at the bottom here, you've got your environment, right? So let me read them out, and I won't have to hold this up all the time. You've got environment, behaviors, skills and capabilities, beliefs and values, and then identity right at the top. So what I want to do is I want to go through this. I'm going to work from the bottom up, right? So this is my environment. This is where I sit when I work, right? This is where I do my NLP from. This is where I work with clients from. This is where I build my online business from. This here, right? In this context, this is my environment for work. It's got all my books out, which I love, right? I love that. It's got my guitars in, so I can play guitar and have a think. I love that. I have I actually have three desks. I have this main one. Then I've got one that's right in the window, and that's where my creative space is. And I've got one over there, and I love my old retro computers, old 1980s computers. I've got 13 of one type of them and stuff. So I love kind of fixing them up and messing around with them. And I've got like an old 80s area over there. So this is my space, and I'm really happy with it. So the question is, who put the bookshelves there? Okay, who put that picture on the wall? Okay, I like that picture. There's some internal stuff going on, right? Why do I like having a desk there where I can be a bit more creative? I've got the room and I've got the spare desk. Why not, right? So it goes there. Okay, so this is my environment, but what created my environment? Was it pure chance? Was it pure luck? Or did my behaviors, my internal and external behaviors, the things that I think, I like that picture. I think I'd put that out there. And physically, I'm going to put my desk here and put my bookshelves there and put all my lovely books out. So I've got instant reference. Okay. So my environment, is it fair to say, is a direct result of my behaviors? And sometimes I'll get people say for things like, I hate my job, absolutely hate my job. I detest it. I can't wait to get out of my job. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. And I go, okay. So who signed the contract? What do you mean? Who signed the contract for the job? Who went to the job interview? Who accepted the job? Who signed the contract? Well, I did. So even if it's something you don't like that, at the end of the day, it's still your behavior that got you there, right? It's your behaviors that got you there. Okay, does that make sense? Now, we can change our environment. I could move the bookshelves, I could change the picture, okay, but in big terms, right, it's not if I'm broke, there's a reason. If I'm in a job I hate, I can move my desk maybe, okay, but it's still maybe a job I hate, right? So our behaviors affect our environment. So what affects our behaviors then? What affects what we do? Well, that's your skills and your capabilities. So those of you that got teenagers maybe or young children, and you ask them to maybe do the vacuuming, do the hoovering, right? They go and they do it, and there might still be dirt on the floor. And you say, hang on a minute, there's still dirt on the floor. And they say, yes, but I did the behavior. I did the hoovering. I did the vacuuming, but their skill, their capability, right? They didn't apply any skill or capability to it because they did the behavior, but the skill is to make sure you get all the dirt, right? So even if you're taking the right behaviors, then your skills and capabilities affect how you do the behaviors in terms of what goes on in here and in terms of what you do physically. So when you are running a business and you're going, I'm going to go and make loads of sales of this product and or service, right? You can do marketing, but the more you do, the better you get. So the behavior, the marketing can vary depending on your skills and capabilities. Okay. Now, what affects the skills and the the skills and the capabilities? Okay, what affects that? How many times a week do I hear, I'm no good at that? It's too confusing for me. I'm no good with technology. I'm too scared to do a video. What do you say to yourself that affects these things? Okay, what you think about it, your skills and your capabilities. I haven't got time to learn that. I haven't got time to practice. Maybe I'll outsource it to somebody else and I've got scammed, right? These things, right? These skills and capabilities are affected by our beliefs and our values. And a value might be, I don't like rich people. Rich people, you know, they're terrible, taking all the money from the poor. They should give it all to charity. Here's a fantastic job or an online business where you can make all this money. Consciously going, this is great. But if your value is you don't like rich people, at the back of your mind is like, that's too much money for you. You don't deserve all this money. And remember what you say, rich people are jerks. You don't want to be a jerk, do you? You don't want to be a bad person. So you don't want to be rich, do you? Okay, conflict of values. So what you believe and your values directly affect your skills and your capabilities, maybe the job that you go for, right? And all of these things filter down to where you are now, your environment. And then above beliefs and values, you've got your identity. Do you identify as a lucky person? Because there's evidence out there. I've got a book on there talking about, look, if you identify as lucky, you tend to be more lucky. If you identify as downtrodden and you never get a break, you tend to get more of it. If you identify as positive and go-getting and motivational, you get more of it. Okay, it's just the way it is. So how do you see yourself? How do you identify? I am, right? I am, right? Who am I? And then at the top, there's beyond self. Now, these things work in like what's called fractals. They work in like communities as well. So imagine you're a school teacher, right? If you're a school teacher, I'm guessing, right, you might identify as an educator, somebody who loves to teach children. Your beliefs and your values are that, you know, children should be taught the right way, and you're the person to do it. So your skills and capabilities are driven by the fact that you identify as an educator, right? And that might make you go on courses, and it might make you be willing to practice and learn. And that affects your internal and external behaviors. The way that you teach is affected by what you believe and your values about how children should be taught and the stuff that you've practiced, right? And then that leads to the classroom environment. You know, is it a happy classroom? Is it a sad classroom? But beyond self, beyond you, you've got the school. And beyond the school, you've probably got the whole, you know, education system that you're part of. You're part of the whole teachers worldwide, however far you want to take it. For a lot of people in everyday life, that might be religion, for example. Okay, which I'll try not to talk about religion because I don't want to get sucked down rabbit holes and stuff. But now, the point of all this, can you see? If you want to make change in your life, how much effect is moving the desk going to have? The higher up this scale you can go, the bigger the impact down below. And this is where neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, gives us the tools, the methods, the techniques to actually make those changes. Something I always like to say, the book Think and Grow Rich, it's an absolute self-development classic. You know, millions of people have read that book, but they're not all rich. Right. And the reason is that the book tells you that, I remember one, and it's about, you've got to be determined. You must be determined. Of course, you must be determined. How can you access determination anytime you want? It doesn't tell you how to be determined. Right. A mentor said to me once, Paul, you'll be a leader when you just decide to be a leader. And I just decided to be a leader and it didn't happen. I had to change my identity. I had to change my beliefs. I had to change my values to fit what I wanted to be. Okay, so that's why this stuff's important. I hope that makes sense. If this intrigues you, if you want to learn how to make these changes, there'll be a link around here. You can get back to the person that shared this with you if it's on social media. Check it out, see if it's for you or not. I go live every single Tuesday. It's only $20 a month. It's ridiculous, right? And yet it can make these fantastic changes in your business. Why so cheap? Because I want to be the bolt-on. I want to be the mindset training that your company, if you're part of an online opportunity, I want to be the mindset training that they should give you, but they haven't got time to, or the knowledge to, or just can't find somebody to do it, or just don't think they need to. That's what I want to be. So that's why it's so affordable. So check it out, and hopefully I'll see you on one of the live sessions. Bye for now.